Attending an open home is an essential part of finding the right house. But don't just get caught up in whether the paint colour suits your furniture or decor. There's so much more to look for. At GoGo Conveyancing, we believe that once you're serious about purchasing a property, it's really important to have a qualified building inspector check everything for you. But to help with that initial inspection, we've created this list that should help you look for those potential problems, and then you can decide if you want to go further with your plan to purchase. So here's our 10 signs to check for at an open home. Number 1, water entry. Make sure you check for signs of water stains or corrosion on the walls or floors, particularly those that back onto wet areas. Open your cupboards and cabinets and make sure that you check if there's a smell of damp, mold or mildew. You'll definitely know it if it's there. Any of these sorts of smells can be an indication of water leaks or even rising damp. Try to look at the walls and floors that do back onto the wet areas, as these may show signs of moisture penetration or water leaks. Now, this isn't a structural defect, but it can be a costly maintenance item that you need to repair. Is there any evidence of mold in the bathrooms and bedrooms? Mold can look just like dirty clouds, particularly on walls and ceilings, especially if it's been recently cleaned to try and hide it. Check our picture attached. Mold has to be cleaned by professional mold remediation companies, and this can be really expensive. Plus, of course, there is the question of what is causing the mold. Is it something more sinister than just poor housekeeping habits? Number 2, check that the floors, walls and ceilings are straight and not sagging. Make sure you look at the floors, the walls and ceilings to see if they are fixed firmly flush in place and do not have a parachute, which is a bowed or sagging appearance. This can be done by shining a torch across the ceilings, as this will show up all the deflections and defects in the ceiling sheets. You can see what I mean by the picture that we've got in this video. Number 3, open all doors, windows and cupboards. Doors and windows should open freely, catch and lock as required. Make sure you check every door and window in the house. Number 4, check the walls for large cracks. The pictures we show here are pretty extreme, but the internal and external walls should be visually checked to note any large cracks. Cracks that are bigger than 2 millimeters in width or buildings with excessive cracking can be a cause for concern, and they should definitely be further inspected by a qualified building inspector so that they can see exactly why the cracks are occurring. Number 5, turn on the taps and check the drains. Is there adequate water pressure? Do the drains clear freely, or are they slow and do they gurgle? Both of these problems could be simple or they could be an expensive fix by a plumber. Make sure you check. Number 6, check internal walls for fine cracks. Plastering on the internal walls can be checked for hairline cracks or map cracking. These cracks are typically caused by incorrect application of wall plastering at the time of construction. The cracking plaster can crack further and even come loose, especially when you attach wall fittings for paintings. Make sure you check and find out how much it will cost to fix these sorts of issues. Number 7, check the roof lines from the exterior of the house. Look up at the lines of the roof and, if possible, check if they are straight and free from deflections. Are there any cracked or missing tiles? Are the roof sheets rusted? Number 8, check the roof gutters are not rusted on their inside edges. Roof gutters can look great from the ground level, but if you check them from the top side, they may actually be very corroded and may need replacement. Now, this can be hard to check yourself, so you may need to ask a building inspector to check this one for you. Number 9. Check roof downpipes are sloping to another downpipe and that the downpipes are running to stormwater drains properly and those drains aren't blocked. You need to do a quick walk around of the external perimeter of the house to check that all the roof downpipes are discharging to stormwater drains, not just to the ground. You also need to look for signs of past flooding or excess water flow onto and around those downpipe bases. This is because it can indicate that the pipes are not suitably sized or that they are blocked, and you may have to install new ones, which can be costly. Does the ground slope away from the building, or does the water pool up against the building? Water should not pond near or under a building because this can cause serious structural problems. Number 10. If the home is brick veneer, are there drain holes or weep holes present on the external perimeter walls of the house? This is even more important for multi-storey buildings. There should be small holes evident above and below windows and door frames and along suspended slab levels. Check our picture. The holes are usually placed about 1200 millimetres apart, and they allow condensation and water to escape from the wall cavity. Without these holes, water can penetrate the internal walls of the home and can cause extensive damage. Remember, GoGo Conveyancing recommend that you get in a professional to give a detailed report for your peace of mind. Ask your conveyancer, solicitor or real estate agent for a list of reputable inspectors in your area. Purchasing a property is an investment, so you really want to make sure that it's a wise one. Make it easy, make it go-go. See you next time.